Hey everyone, welcome to May's Lug Life. I'm May, and we finally got it. We finally got an official announcement from Lug, directly from Lug. And it came in the form of an email. So it got sent out this morning, March the 6th, 2023. And it should, I believe it only came out an email. I have yet to find another place where they put this announcement. I've looked on their website, I checked their Facebook page, both their Facebook pages, both the fan one that you have to be invited to, and their public one, their public facing one. So if you are on their mailing list in any way, whether you've purchased something in the past or whether you've just put yourself on their mailing list, I believe this email should have come to you. I have about 3 email addresses that Lug has. One of them is one that's linked to my Lug Live. I have another one that's sort of a general email that I have used for making purchases. And then there's another one that I have that basically I think I only get updates and emails and advertising from them. I don't think a purchase has ever been made that was linked to that email address. So um, knowing that that email address did receive this email makes me think that if you're still in any way on their mailing list, you should have received this. So if you didn't get this, just double check your spam because it might be in there. So if you've been getting any emails of any kind from Lug in the past, whatever it's been, past a little while, then you should have received this email. So interesting that they finally only decide to put this out via email and not through all their social media. It's the first time they've done that. Perhaps they actually heard us. So without further ado, let's take a look at the email, just in case for some reason you didn't receive it. So those of you who have received this and have read this, sorry for the redundancy, but I guess we'll discuss it a little bit afterwards. But for those of you who did not see this or did not receive this, let's have a look, a little look see here. So this is an actual screenshot of the email that was sent to me. So at the very top, it actually says an exciting update on shipping, and that's sort of in the subject heading. So this is the actual sort of picture they've used. I don't fully understand it, but let's read what it says. So it says orders update, March 2023. We are excited to share that we have selected a new warehouse partner. Over the past 8 weeks, we have been able to fully transition all of our inventory and our orders to this partner. All current orders will ship no later than end of day Wednesday this week. It's Monday currently, so another 2 days from now. New orders will be fulfilled and shipped within the same week, and soon we will get to a place of shipping with orders within 48 hours. Our new provider gives us the ability to deliver the best in-class fulfillment and shipping that our customers deserve. Over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks, you will see a dramatic positive shift in our order processing times, inventory status, communication, and customer experience. We are so thankful to have the best customers and community. With our new warehouse partner in place, we are ready to knock your socks off and design and delight you to no end. Here's to 2023 and beyond, lug nuts. You are the inspiration to our creations. Jason and Amy. And there's a bunch of paper airplanes with lug prints, maybe. Anyways, that I couldn't quite see. I guess I might go back and actually blow that up a little bit later. But I just wanted to get this particular announcement out to you, so that'll be a different video if I actually zoom in and it looks like there's still new prints coming our way. But anyways, I don't know why they chose that particular graphic. I really don't. I guess that's just like a symbol of stuff coming to us. Anyway, so I don't know if I can read into that or not. Maybe you guys can come up with other things that you're reading into it. I think maybe they chose that because it was fun and summery and cute, maybe. But anyways, I don't think they chose that for no reason. I think there's a reason for that. I'm just not 100% sure what it is. Like, is this like it's like memos being sent to us really quickly? Anyways, I don't know. I don't understand the meaning behind the photo, but there it is. So you guys can tell me what you think and then we'll discuss later on. Anyways, the next thing I'm going to show you is actually what you see when you scroll down from this email. So before I read the rest of the email to you, for those of you who just came to hear the email, to read the email, and wants to end it there, doesn't want to hear anything else, or if you are of the camp of, don't say anything negative, don't say anything mean, don't make any complaints, don't be bringing up old stuff, don't talk about the negative things, don't talk about the problems, or if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. You can probably end the video here as well. Now, it's not because I'm about to say anything negative or be mean or be rude or be really critical or anything like that per se, but I know that people always seem to misconstrue um, uh, being unhappy with certain things or being unsatisfied with certain things and voicing those opinions as being negative or being rude or being mean or being disrespectful. And none of that is the case. So before I go on, like I said, if that's going to be too much for you to handle, if it's going to upset you, please end the video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But for the rest of you, I'm going to read you the last little part here, and the reason why I'm reading it to you, because it did affect my overall opinion on the overall message that was sent in the email. So at the end, I scroll down to the bottom, and I always do, because I always read all the way to the bottom, because you just don't know what they're actually saying in the fine print. But in the fine print, if you look there, it actually says orders may be subject to printing errors, changes, price changes, delivery delays, and a limited availability of stock. Now, full disclosure, that actually is what's written at the bottom of every single lug email. Well, most of the emails. So you'll actually find that at the bottom of most of your emails every single time. So this is just like Lug's sort of signature stamp that they put at the bottom of their emails. And so this is probably just standard fare. So they didn't go out of their way to put that statement in, or they didn't go out of their way to put that disclaimer in at the bottom of their statement. It just happens to be there because it was an email. It was sent in the format of an email, and so it went out. So, but the reason why I bring it up is it's not because I'm trying to be critical of that fact, or that, that even that is there. It's more that the message between the top and the bottom of the emails sort of suddenly conflicted, and it gave a very off balance statement. So at the beginning, they're talking about, we're excited, we found a great new partner, things are gonna, we've made the full transition, we're really excited, we're really hoping that things start getting better, and you're actually going to start seeing improvements right away, as early as this week, and we're going to work towards getting it down to the point where you're getting things way faster. You're not going to have the same processing issues. Inventory problems will be fixed. Communication, customer service, all of that is going to improve. We're going forward now. We're excited. We're in a great place. We're happy that you stayed with us. Yay. And then to see this line that sort of completely contradicts everything they just said bothers me, because it's almost as if Lug is saying, we're looking forward, everything's going to be great, but just kidding. We don't even believe what we just said. We have to put this last line in just to cover our butts, because we don't want you to sue us, or we don't want you, turn around saying, but you promised us this. Well, we didn't really promise you this. We sort of implied it was going to happen, but we also covered our butts and still said there's still a really good chance that all these things could not happen. There's a good chance still that, we're going to still be limited in our inventory. We're still not going to have things get out to you in time. We're still going to make mistakes, etc. So now, is that something that we all expected was going to be completely eliminated? Like there would be no problems ever again? Of course not. And I think that's the problem I have with it. So I think the fact that they even felt the need to sort of put anything like that down there, to me, is a bit of an admission that things are not going to go according to plan, and they already know it. So now, like I said, this is a thing that they've just automatically put there. So I feel like it's probably more of an oversight that someone didn't bother to take that off. But that's the problem. I think the problem is the fact that no one bothered to take that off either implies that they left it there on purpose, knowing full well that even though we just said everything was going to get better, there's still a chance that it's not going to get better. We better leave that line in there to cover our butt. Or they forgot that it was there and sent this great email, and then kind of, because of their um, sort of lack of detail orientation and really being fastidious about, being really clear and being concise and being sort of consistent with their message, someone forgot to go down and maybe take that line out, because you can take that out. You can change that line or eliminate it altogether. And the fact that they either left it there on purpose or forgot to take it out or forgot to even think that it was there, sort of, I think, to me, says that there's a little less genuine feeling of, we're really, really got this under our belts now. So it kind of makes me a little bit nervous. The other thing for me, on top of that weird message, sort of, yes, we're going to fix it. And oh, by the way, just kidding, we probably can't, message, is that I think once I read it again, actually, I read it 3 times before I really stopped to think about it. I didn't notice any kind of apology. So they basically just sort of gave us statements. We have a new partner. Uh, we're going to have orders out by Wednesday. We're hoping to get things done so that eventually it'll ship in 48 hours. Our new partner has allowed us to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Thanks for sticking with us. But there was no apology. There was no acknowledgement that things went badly and that maybe there was some wrongdoing, or even just regret, or some feeling of, we feel terrible that this happened and we're sorry. And you know what? We've talked about this before, and I've certainly mentioned it before. Like, why is it they never, ever, ever admit that things went wrong? Why is it they never apologize? Why is it always, we're sorry that you went through this, but here, there's a new bag. Oh, here, look, there's a new color. And I'm starting to realize that I think Lug and the people behind Lug, I'm starting to realize that I think they might have an allergy to things that are not 100% positive. And I actually know people like that. I actually know a couple of people who, they never ever want to talk about death. They never want to talk about illness. They never want to go into a hospital. I have a friend who refuses to have anyone give them fresh cut flowers because they'll eventually die, and they don't want to see a dying flower on their counter. They don't want pets. They don't want flower, like even plants, because they'll eventually see these things die. So there are some people who are hyper about positive and fun and happy and loving, positive, sort of statements and energy and good vibes only. And there's something really cool about that, because they're so resilient, and they keep on going, and it seems like nothing ever phases them. But the reality is, when they never ever acknowledge that bad things happen, when bad things really do happen and really, really do come at them, they have no idea how to handle it. And those people tend to fall apart very, very quickly. Now, I'm not saying that Lug is one of those companies that will, but there is, I think, something very sort of embedded in the Lug DNA to never, ever, ever be negative and never be, sort of critical of anything. And I think that's why it's such an attractive company for so many people, because I think there's so many people out there who sort of are very attracted to positive, happy, fun, exciting things where bad things never happen. I think that's why Disney is so popular. That's why everyone goes to Disneyland, because they never show you when bad things happen. Bad things don't happen there. The people in character costumes don't pass out. They don't. If they do, someone hauls them off into a corner and no one ever sees them again. But they never acknowledge that it happened. They never apologize that it happened. It's never documented that it happens. It happens. People see it all the time, but no one ever talks about it. And I think that's kind of what we're working with here. I think we're working with a company where that's their motto. That's their MO. That is just how they function. So are we ever going to see an apology? Are we ever going to see acknowledgement of anything other than you know, the things that they're hoping to do to make things better in the future? I don't know. I'm starting to think no. Now, this is only one statement. This is one email. Is it possible that maybe they're still under contract with the other company and they still really can't talk about it? Maybe there's still issues that they can't be completely transparent about. They can't actually fully have full disclosure about what really went down just yet. So maybe there's another email coming that as time goes on, as things develop and things change and ties are officially severed with the old company, maybe they will be able to say more. So I'm hoping that's the case. And then when they say more, will they finally, acknowledge that maybe there was some wrongdoing on their side? Maybe. And with that, maybe we'll get an apology. It's possible. But I think I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not going to hold my breath. It bothers me that I think they've never apologized. And it kind of bothers me that there's been zero understanding that a lot of us kind of want to hear that. And there's zero understanding that for a lot of us, it's not just enough that you're going forward, that, we were really upset by a lot of things that you did and that you said and the actions and the inactions, and that to just pretend like none of it happened is kind of an insult. And I think a lot of us are probably going to feel that way for a while. I don't know if some of those people will ever come back. But it's possible that it's on its way. But like I said, because of Lug's track record and because, just the way sort of Lug has conducted themselves over the past while, and just sort of even knowing anything about them at all, they're raw, happy, go, fun people. And, there's never anything negative ever that comes out of Lug. So I really believe, and I mean, we know that, Amy and Jason love Disney. They're obsessed with Disney. And there's probably a reason for that. They probably truly love how Disney handles things, as well as it's a fun place where they can escape and they never see anything bad. And for people who don't want to see anything bad and don't want to live anything bad, don't want to admit anything bad ever happens, in their lives, I don't imagine that their business practices are going to be much different. So am I going to hold that against them? I don't think I can. That's like holding someone's personality against them, even if it's a little bit weird for you. But I mean, if that's just who they are, that's who they are. So are we at this point now, as Lugnuts, are we okay with the statement that we've gotten? If we are, then we move forward. If we're not, then it's up to each individual to decide whether or not we continue to have a relationship with Lug, or is it that we demand more? It's possible. We could still demand more. It's, that there's a possibility that maybe there's more to come. So at the moment, I feel like this is an acceptable statement and an announcement of things to come. Would I like more? Yes. Do I think we deserve more? Yes. Do I feel like we're owed a little bit more? Yes. But do I think it's coming? I don't know. 50-50 chance. Am I, going to be upset with them if I don't hear anything? No, but I will always have that in the back of my mind. And so will the absolute, devotion and love and sheer joy that I used to have whenever I thought about Lug, is that ever going to come back? I don't know. I feel like no. Because, for me, once I get burned, I kind of always have that in the back of my head. So I'm one of these, like, I might forgive, but I won't forget because I can't forget. It's impossible. I mean, like, unless I have a lobotomy, I'm probably not going to forget. So anyway, that being said, I don't know how I'm going to go forward as far as, the next little while. Am I going to start placing orders again? Probably not until I actually see that the last 2 orders that I placed actually start to ship this week. So if on Wednesday or on Thursday, I don't have something in my mailbox that says my order is being shipped, or that a label has been made, then I don't know. Because we definitely have heard from Lug before where they said your stuff, if you order it from this day to this day, it'll ship on that day, and it doesn't happen. And they've done that like 5 times, and it still doesn't happen. And everyone is up in arms because all of these goalposts keep getting changed. So is this yet another goalpost? We'll have to get changed in 3 weeks, in a month. Who knows? So, like I said, I'm going to wait and see. So, if my orders that I placed a while ago finally suddenly start coming out and get shipped by the end of the week, and I see them on Monday, Tuesday of next week, yeah, you know what? That might go a long way. And if I hear across the board that everyone's starting to get those, long awaited shipments from God knows when, and that they're starting to really suddenly arrive all together, I will feel much better. And if, in the next 3, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, we actually start seeing things being shipped the same week, and we start seeing, 72 hours into 48 hours, and that's a consistent thing for a while, yes, my confidence will definitely go up. My opinion of them, my feeling about them will go up. The positivity will probably return. And if I see other things where they really, really start genuinely making positive changes, and we go back to people actually being able to call customer service and getting customer service getting back to us the next day, all those kinds of things, if they kind of, allow people to even go back on Facebook without any editing, that would also allow people to have more confidence in them again. So there's a whole bunch of steps that Lug still needs to make in order to really, really gain back 100% of the trust that they have lost within the community. But I have hope. I really, really do. I know that Lug did not intend for any of this to happen. I think if they could go back in time and erase all of this, obviously they would. This is not the desired outcome. They went into this, I think, really, really hoping and thinking that they were going to make things better and more efficient, and it completely backfired. And I think all the things that could have gone wrong went wrong. And I'm sure a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tears were shed, a lot of angry feelings and words were probably exchanged between Lug and whatever company it was they originally partnered with. Regrets, I'm sure they have. I'm sure there were a lot of problems that they just, you know, really, really struggled with. So I feel for them. I really feel bad for them. I want things to go well. I really, really hope that this is the panacea that we've all been waiting for. I really, really, truly, truly, truly hope that, finally Lug will go forward and not have to look back at all the turmoil of the past year. It would be good. Obviously, it will be good for them. It'll be good for their business partners like QVC and all those things, and it'll be great, obviously, for the Lugnuts as well. And so, for that reason, of course, I'm rooting for them. Of course, I want things to get better. I don't want to be negative. I'm not trying to be critical, but you know what? If no one ever sort of brings up things like this, then I think things just sort of fester, feelings fester, and then it becomes worse. So I kind of don't believe in letting those kinds of things fester. If you have a feeling on something, you have an opinion on something, if you're not a rude jerk when you bring it up, it should be out there. So I don't know if Lug listens to these or not. Probably not. If they do, that was my opinion, and I don't mean that. I didn't mean to put that out there in any kind of negative way. I'm a lug nut. I've been a lug nut for I don't even know how long. I really, really want Lug to be successful. I want things to go well for everybody. I have the highest hopes, and I have, I'm optimistic, but I'm optimistic with a very, very heavy dose of um reality and learning from history. And so at the moment there's not a ton of reason to completely trust what Lug has to say, but I'm 100% willing to hear them out. So I'm willing to wait and see, with my fingers crossed, and really, really hoping that this is the way it's going to be from here on out. So there we go. That's the video. That's the announcement. That's my opinion. Disagree, agree, up to you. Put your comments below. Discuss with civility, but let's discuss. So if you have any opinions one way or the other, tell me how you're feeling. And let's just hope for everybody that this this is one of the last times I have to put these kinds of videos out because I'm really tired of them. I just hope that from here on out, there are no more problems and you never have to hear from me about an update again. So there we go. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.